Alright, so we'll do a quick weekly outlook for what I'm expecting for the next upcoming week. So um, we start on a weekly time frame. Um, we've taken out these lows, and on the daily time frame, we've taken out these lows as well. And we've seen this large displacement higher on the weekly. We had this order block, which I think we tapped. Okay, we tapped into the wicks, but then we have this up close candle as well, being the breaker, which we tapped, and then we saw expansion higher. Um, and then on the daily, we have this breaker, we have this order block, and we came back into that level on Monday, and we had this inversion fair value gap. So for me, I said on the weekly outlook that my bias was to look for longs last week into this high being the weekly fair value gap, and you have this order block and breaker. So that was my drawn liquidity, and we did get that last week. We got this large displacement on Monday, being because of the Powell news, which to me automatically was weekly manipulation. So I was already looking for a trade on Monday, and Monday did form the low of the week inside this daily volume balance, daily inversion, and then we tapped the daily breaker and order block as well. So I smashed the bias last week. So this week I'm expecting a continuation because of this weekly candle closure, closed above the previous candle's high. Pretty much closed up, haven't fully closed through that small fair value gap yet, but that's not a bearish closure. You want to see price show some sort of reaction to this fair value gap, and ideally also close back inside that previous week's range, because then that would signify some sort of weakness on euro, but on DXY, but we haven't got that. So I'm expecting a continuation next week. And we check on the 4 hour. We have this swing low here. We have the previous day low. We have this daily order block here. So ideally, I want to see for high probability continuation. I want to see price take out the previous day low into that daily order block, and then see if we can form the low of the week somewhere around here. And then we have these highs being the drawn liquidity as well as the previous week high, and then we also have this high being the long-term objective for DXY. So if we could quickly look at the monthly time frame, the reason that I was initially bearish was because we have this monthly inversion fair value gap. So for the month yearly and monthly open high low close, I wanted to see price give like a small protraction into that area and then see a sell-off, but we only got 10 more days till the monthly candle closes, and to me it doesn't look like we're gonna get that. We're not getting that. We haven't seen any displacement on the daily or weekly, and to be honest, if we were bearish on DXY, we would have not came for this high. In my opinion, we would have seen a sell-off after sweeping this high into this daily fair value gap and the premium of that range. But for me, the bearish bias was pretty much invalidated once we swept those daily levels, came lower, and then we closed above this, forming an order block. That to me is straight up bullish order flow. So in my opinion, I see us continuing much higher on DXY now after coming into the discount of this daily dealing range, right? Came into the OT levels, and now we're coming back higher, and now I think we go for this high again. And we also have this opening gap as well, which I do think we're also gonna go for on DXY eventually. But yeah, that's more of like a higher time frame bias for the weekly and monthly. But for the next upcoming week, I'm expecting bullish continuation anyway. So yeah, that's my anticipation for DXY next week. If you look at the economic calendar, Monday is only CAN news. which we can look at. We can take a look at CAD anyway. But Tuesday pound news. Pound definitely my focus this week. We'll go over pound in a second. Wednesday, we have some Trump news, so I'd probably wait for that news event to pass before taking a trade in New York. Pound CPI in the morning. Thursday we have PCE, and we have some JPY monetary policy news as well. So JPY, we can take a look at that. And then Friday is there's a lot of volatility. We have a bunch of PMI news in London, and then we have the New York PMI as well. So definitely can expect a volatile week. So I'm most likely from Tuesday to Friday we could see some expansion on majors. So that's the bias on DXY. Euro, same thing. Last week I wanted to see us take out the previous day high, and then see if we can get a continuation into these lows, which we exactly got with that Monday, manipulated into that this weekly inversion, swept a bunch of daily highs. We have this small daily fair value gap. We also have this daily fair value gap, and then we saw that displacement with this candle, and then the next day we got that displacement lower, and then eventually hit the draw on liquidity. So for me, because the 4 hour is not we're not seeing any bullish displacement after taking out this low. In my opinion, we go much lower on euro. If you look at the daily, I do think that this low is the next draw on liquidity for euro. Right here, we have these relatively equal lows, and then eventually most likely come for these lows as well, being these equal lows. So next week on euro, I'm watching a sweep of the previous day high as well, but I'm not too sure if we'll get it. But we've taken out this external low, so there's a chance that we can come for this internal high and then get another sell-off here, just like how we got here. We was trading in a deep discount, and then we got this manipulation candle to take out some buy side liquidity and then sold off. So that's what I'm looking for here. And then we have this low being the drawn liquidity for euro. So and then we'll check the pound chart. So on pound, this one is probably my favorite chart going into the new week. So I mentioned last week about how we formed this daily order block, and we've seen a sell-off here, taking out this low, and I was mentioning how we have there's a potential higher time frame reversal on pound, because we came into this premium of this dealer range, came into this daily fair value gap. So there's a very good chance that we can come for these lows next, and we got that confirmation right. We had this daily fair value gap, daily order block. We pushed up into our Monday, and then took out the Monday high and then displaced lower, and then came for this low. So now we formed this daily propulsion block, which I want to see price used to expand lower next week. So same thing, I'm looking for previous day high sweep, and then see if we can get shorts into the previous week low. So I'm anticipating high of the week on pound to form somewhere around here. We have these equal lows. We have 4 hour daily and 4 hour bearish structure, the clear market maker sell model framework. So, and we have the DXY bias confirming to see lower pound here. So that's my expectation for pound. Check euro pound. So for me, because we've swept this low here, I said it last week that I'm not too sure we can anticipate higher or lower GBP, euro GBP here, because price can just consolidate after running this low. Price can either consolidate after taking out the low, reverse, or just continue. So last week we saw price just consolidating here. So to me, if we get a closure above this fair value gap, then to me I think we will see higher euro GBP here. But there's also another scenario which we can take out this low, and then see that reversal, right? Like that double sweep reversal pattern where we have a low, sweep it initially, take it out again, and then get that reversal like on DXY, right? Take out this low and initial push higher, and then take out the low again, and then get that reversal, right? So if we get that, then there's a potential chance in a euro strength and then pound weakness. And if we get that, then pound would definitely be the focus, right? You would want to and especially because we have these equal lows here as well, pound would be the way better pair to short. And with that daily and weekly framework as well, this would be a very you would get like a low resistance and run into these lows with that pound weakness and those equal lows. So that's something I'm watching. But then if we hold this daily fair value gap, then we have these lows being the drawn liquidity, and then we can expect euro to be the weaker pair. So this pair USD CAD I'm not watching. I am also watching exotics. So to be honest, I don't really trade them too much, but I think euro because of the euro and pound dropping lower, you'll also see euro and pound exotics dropping lower, right? You have to also couple it up with the futures, so CAD futures. But to be honest, this one I'm not really watching too much CAD pairs. But in my opinion, I do think that after this daily sweep and this bearish order flow, and we have this low being a drawn liquidity, I think that we will see lower euro CAD, we'll see pound. If we get something like this, run this high, and then see confirmation lower, then I will watch euro CAD, but this is not really on my priority list. GBP CAD, I think this is too bullish for me to watch right now. We have this daily fair value gap, so could go higher from here, but in my opinion, because we have this 4-hour bearish structure, as long as this 4-hour fair value gap holds, then in my opinion we go lower. So if we sweep that high and then start seeing bearish sell-off here, then I think we go for these consolidation lows on GBP CAD. So I'll have that on my watch list just in case, but that's not really it's not really a priority on my list, right? But if we get that bullish displacement on Euro GBP, then GBP CAD should also see lower, right? Because that means you get a weak dollar. Sorry, not weak dollar. You get a weak pound. So check CAD futures real quick as well. The reason that I'm mentioning the pound exotic and euro exotic for GBP CAD and euro CAD is because I do think that we could see CAD futures come for this high, meaning that you would get CAD strength, and then you would also get euro CAD euro weakness and pound weakness, right? So if CAD comes for this high, meaning that this pair has the strength, then you would see CAD pairs, USD CAD, Euro CAD, GBP CAD start to go lower, right? So pair that with the Euro bearishness and GBP bearishness, then you can anticipate these exotics to go lower. So that's something I'm watching for. USD JPY I'm not watching because we've taken out the higher time frame buy side, so this one I'm not watching. But the Euro JPY and GBP JPY exotics I do have on a watch list, right? So last week, I even still have my alert here. So last week on Euro JPY, I was saying that I wanted to see, because the higher time frame is bullish, right? We taken out the previous week's low. We seen this large wick close inside the previous week's range. That is likely we're gonna go back for the previous week's high, or do current all-time high, I believe, right? Yeah, the current all-time high. So because we had this displacement after sweeping out the low on the 4 hour. For me, this is clear market maker buy model. I wanted to see price to, you know, run these internal lows and then we'll long it into these highs, but we didn't get that right. We just straight away market opened here, and then we just ripped it higher straight towards the drawn liquidity without getting that manipulation. So taking out the all-time highs, and now we've seen this bearish displacement lower, right? So to me, it now looks like, you know, EuroCAD wants to come, no EuroCAD, EuroJPY wants to come back for these lows now. So this is what I'm watching for, and we've done our relative strength analysis for euro and pound, so we can anticipate lower for those. Daily chart looks pretty clean. Inverted this daily fair value gap. So essentially, we've taken out the external high and we have this internal low. So external to internal on a daily. So we can anticipate before continuation on bullish order flow price to, you know, take out this low and then continue higher. So as intraday traders or day traders or even swing traders, as long as you can get you know, a decent risk to reward trade into this low, then this is like a viable trade, right? This is the clear drawn liquidity before anticipating higher. So you can take these retracement, daily or weekly retracement plays, essentially. But yeah, we'll check GBP JPY. So I'll focus GBP JPY over Euro JPY because on Euro JPY we already taken out these lows, and Euro GBP JPY we haven't taken out these lows yet, and we can anticipate that we could see a potential pound being a weaker pair over euro after looking at Euro GBP, right? So they should both still go down initially, but because we have these equal lows here, GBP JPY should have that easier time running into these lows, and we have this weekly fair value gap as well, which makes us even more high probability, right? Sweep of the previous week's range, close back inside the previous week's range. We have this low here being a drawn liquidity. So the only thing now is to try and see if we can catch the move from here to here, right? So external high, internal low. So you want to see price come into that weekly fair value gap before looking for more long. So you can take a short if we get like a sell up here. So for me, daily fair value gap, inversion fair value gap, I'm looking for a sweep of the previous day high, and then see if we can get like some sort of hourly confirmation, and then yeah, you can just short somewhere around here, validation here, and then get a TP here for a 2-hour trade. So that's what I'm watching for. GBP JPY. Aussie, I'm expecting lower. We have these equal lows, but this chart on the 4-hour looks like shit, so I'm not trading that. But we had this order block, trade into it, form propulsion block, and then now we're selling off from this propulsion block, so we should take out these equal lows here. So Euro odd, I'm expecting lower. This chart doesn't look the best to me though. So, but we have these equal lows here, so I'm expecting price to, you know, take out this low and then eventually take out this low. So USD Swiss, I'm expecting higher. We had this daily order block which we tap into, and now we're expanding, and we have this high being an extra liquidity for me. But I like euro and pound more, so I won't be trading that chart. Now if we quickly check the futures pair, yen futures, I'm expecting the hourly has already flipped bullish on this pair, right? And technically the 4-hour, we inverted this fair value gap, so we have this daily fair value gap being a drawn liquidity. So if we expect bullish yen and we expect bearish pound and bearish euro, then euro JPY and pound JPY should come for these lows here easily, right? So the main focus for me is euro pound and then GBP JPY, and then potentially CAD, euro CAD and GBP CAD, but they're not really my priority. But yeah, bonds, this pair is just consolidating usually most of the time, but this actually looks quite interesting this week. So we've inverted this daily fair value gap, which means that this high could be the potential next draw on liquidity. So if yields are bearish, if yields are bullish, then DXY should have an easier time pushing higher as well, right? Then you got that intermarket correlation. And if we look at the treasuries, we've been consolidating for like a whole month for now, but we have this daily order block and daily fair value gap, and inside of bearish order flow, right? To me, this is like this looked like a clear market maker sell model. If you look at a 4-hour or even the daily, so we set the consolidation highs into that daily fair value gap and daily order block, and then on Friday we see in price start to sell off, and we have all of these low resistance lows stacked up. So for me, if we have bearish bonds, treasury bonds, then that means that euro, pound, all the foreign currencies should see displacement lower, or should see an easier time moving lower, essentially a low resistance liquidity run. So formed this bearish order block after sweeping these highs into the daily order block. So what would be, so we should see ideally a continuation from here into that previous week low, and then should see continuation into these lows next. So that's my bias for bonds, which gives me even more confidence to expect, you know, a bullish DXY and bearish pound and euro and all these other majors. So then we'll quickly check BTC. So last week on BTC, I said that I wanted to see price to sweep these highs one more time because of how, you know, shallow this sweep was, and then we came into these daily fair value gaps, and then we seen a push higher into the weekly fair value gap, which I was looking for, right? So the weekly candle closure is not bullish, but it's not really bearish. Like, we closed above the previous week's high, but we're respecting this weekly fair value gap. So to be honest, as long as we if we get a closure below this daily fair value gap, then we can look for shorts from here, right? Then we can look for shorts into these lows. But if we don't get that, then I would wait for price to, you know, sweep this high one more time, and then look for that reversal pattern from here. So that's my that's the two things that I'm looking for on BTC, right? A previous week high sweep, or if we invert the daily fair value gap, then likely get like a weekly 3-bar swing here. So that's what I'm looking for in Bitcoin. Ethereum, I think we might, because Ethereum's still respecting its daily fair value gap on order block, we might push higher and then get the sell off, which is why I do think we could get that on Bitcoin as well. But we could also just sweep these highs on BTC, ETH, and then get like a SMT here as well. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that displacement on Bitcoin. That's all I'm waiting for right now. So quickly end it off with gold here. NQ, this chart, it's just pure shit, right? Daily is just a consolidation profile, so no point going over that. So quickly end it off with gold. So I said last week that we had this daily fair value gap that I wanted to see price push higher from, and on Monday I wanted to see price sweep this low, and then we could look for longs into the all-time highs. But of course, you know, market opens and just straight up rips into the all-time highs here, so we didn't get that manipulation, so no setup for me. But yeah, now we've tapped into this daily fair value gap. So for me, what I would like to see next week is if we can run this low one more time, because we swept the lows into the daily fair value gap, and then we just had this large wick higher, but we haven't seen any sort of hourly or 4-hour confirmation. We just came back into the range. So for me, I like to see if price can take out the low one more time here, take out all the early longs, and then see if we can get some hourly displacement here, and then you can catch a long somewhere around here, long it back to all-time highs, and probably hold it even longer than all-time highs, because you know, when price is trading at all-time highs, you know, and especially gold, because of how bullish it is, you know, we tend to break above the all-time highs. Like here, we broke above it again, so you can probably hold this for like 4,700 ish, like a whole those whole numbers. So yeah, that's what I'm watching for on gold, if we can get a previous day low sweep and then continue higher. So yeah, cool, we'll just end it off there here.